Yo, so what's good, fam? It's your man Jay. I'm back with another long-awaited video. It's been a couple of weeks since I've put out any new content. Still trying to work on having that consistency that it takes to be a YouTuber. Finding out that it is very difficult when you're living a busy lifestyle, but I am dedicated, I'm determined, and I'm focused to make this thing evolve, like I always like to say. As you see, I got a stack. It's a different kind of stack. CGC came a calling, I answered, and let's get into these slabs. Let's get it. Alright, so I got a CGC shipment. My daughter was so gracious to help me out and try to cover up the grades for me. So I'm going to go through these pretty quick because I'm excited to look at them. I haven't even really inspected the books yet to see exactly how they look after they've been pressed and put into these encapsulation, what I call comic book coffins. So I'm gonna go through them. So first up, I have this is Predator #1. This is a book that my son bought me, and I think he paid 75 cents for this book. He was on like a little comic book hunt for me, and he picked this up. It's by Dark Horse Comics, and we got I can see through. It's a 9.2. I'm cool with that. I know everybody likes to get a 9.8 on every book that they get, but I know that's not possible. I don't know, I'm not as experienced as far as getting things slabbed, so I don't really know how the grading process works as far as what takes off. I do know about spine ticks and the corners and any damages and stuff. I know the basic information that most people know, but until I finish reading this book and I become more adept at understanding the grading process, then I'm at the mercy of the CGC graders, who I want to give them a shout out because I do feel like they do a great job. And I know so many people send in books to CGC. I know they're completely swamped with getting books. So send a shout out to them. They're doing a great job, and people like to condemn them and slam them and talk crap about them, but hey, it's the reason why they are the greatest grading company in the world. And got to give people their props. So shout out to all of them. And let's see, I'm trying to see how this is looking, make sure it doesn't have any glare, make sure you guys still can see that. That looks pretty good. Next up is Black Panther this is not Black Panther #1, volume 2, and this is my Dynamic Forces edition one. So I got this one. I got a couple of #1s. This is the Christopher Priest run. It is my absolute favorite. Christopher Priest, I feel like, is the one that evolved the Black Panther character and gave him the personality that I like the most. So I don't know about how people feel about the MCU with Chadwick and everything. As far, I know everybody loved that, but I prefer the Christopher Priest version of Black Panther. And on this one, we got a 9.6. So yeah, so like we say, we always shoot for the 9.8s, but unless it was in almost 10 condition, I think like right here on this side, this has the uneven front page, and there's like some marks right here. So I think that's what kind of condemned it from being a 9.8 or higher. But like I say, the graders know what they're doing. So next up is Black #1. This is the Fried Pie edition. And I remember when I got this book, I've got another video, so if you check out my videos and look below, you'll see when I picked this one up. I ordered it online. I can't remember the eBay guy that I bought it from, but I was super excited, and I kept pronouncing it Fred Pie, or what I think I was saying something crazy, but it's the fried pie version, and it was the artwork was actually done by Tim Smith III, but this is one of my favorite covers of all time. I love this cover, that Game of Thrones kind of theme to it. And for this one, we got the 9/8. We got the 9/8 there. And this is a great series. It's by Black Mass Studios. I don't know if you guys, give you a better look, but I don't know if you guys have read it or anybody. I know most of the people that know me, they've read it. They have like all the whole series. I do have a couple of, maybe 2 number ones of the cover A, and then I got this one. I don't think I actually have any of the other ones, any of the other variant covers. I know that there's a variant cover of the Harriet Tubman one that I would love to have in my collection. All right, so this is Black Panther number 2. And this is the first appearance of Shuri. Love this cover. 9/6 on that joint. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. Got a 9/6 on this. But this is the first appearance of Shuri. I have the trade. And it's funny that when I first started collecting books again, I actually was giving away this cover. I was getting like, multiple copies because I was buying like collections, and I was just like everything Black Panther, I was just grabbing and buying. So when I was getting these books, I wasn't thinking, it was early, so I wasn't thinking like, hold on to the number ones or anything like that. This is before the movie came out, so I really wasn't in tune to the comic book market. From when I collected when I was younger, there wasn't really a market like that. But now with the MCU, it is more of an investment. If you plan on flipping books and stuff like that, which I don't, I'm too stingy. I love my books too much to sell anything. Although I have sold one comic book in my entire duration of collecting again. I sold it for quite a nice amount, which I actually am gonna buy something else that I'll be debuting on this channel soon. So anyway, moving right along. But yeah. So this is Adam Brashear, Legend of Blue Marvel, and this book had been the reigning prize of my collection, because when I first started getting back into comics, I'm sorry, I don't got the plastic on it. But when I first got back into collecting again, 9/6. Yeah, I'm getting used to this. So, you guys know that I've never been a person to get things slabs, so I'm a bit out of sorts with all of that. But yeah, I got a 9/6 on this joint, which, to go along with my story, when I first got back into collecting and everything, I went to the Tampa Bay Comic Con. My wife treated me for my birthday, which is in August, and so that's when Tampa Bay Comic Con usually is the first weekend of August. So she took me, and we were out shopping and everything. We were looking at everything. She bought me this book from one of my buddies, and I can't remember the name of his shop. Forgive me, I'll remember it one day. But anyway, she bought me this book, and it was, I think it was like 100, and I think he gave us a deal, gave us a discount because we were cool. So I paid like $75 for it, and I love the book. I knew about it, but I had never seen it in anybody else's collection, or I didn't see anybody else with the book until I joined my comic book group on Facebook, Blerd-Core, and my man D Flood and my man Kenya, my man Antonio, shout out to the fellas. I saw that D Flood had multiple copies, and I saw somebody else that had multiple copies. I was like, dang, I've never seen this book out in a while before. That was my first time, and even to this day, I have never seen this book in the wild. As far as like as many comic book travels that I make going to the different stores, never seen anybody else with it until I started working the job that I have now. And actually, no joke, no BS, the first time that I saw this book again was about a week ago, and I saw it on somebody's desk. But nevertheless, I got it. I'm happy to have it in my collection. I do wish it was a higher grade because I wanted it to stay on that pinnacle, but it had been my #1 prized possession as far as my other than my full Black Panther collection, because I have a complete run of Black Panther from start to finish. So you know, it was my prize until we get to another book that's deeper in the stack, and then when you guys see that one, you're gonna get another story. Cool. But anyway, moving along, and this is Truth, the red, white, and black, and I got I don't know how she put these on here, a 9.6. So 9.6 on this one. I don't know if the graders were being harsh, but this was another book that was in perfect condition when I picked it up. I actually picked it up from a local comic book shop up in Seminole, Florida. A guy who, you know, his shop was struggling a little bit, but I went in and he had the full run sitting on top of all the other comic books. Everything was in disarray. And I actually got the full run of Truth and about 10 other books for about 50 bucks. So I was super happy, super excited, because it was another book that was elusive that I was trying to find out there in the wild. And once I came across it, I had to have it. And yeah, so cool with that. All right, moving along. This is Strange Academy #1, and this is the Campbell variant. So, oops, pull this off. 9.6. So you can tell I don't really care about the grades too much. I know the grades are gonna be, most of them are gonna be above 9. I doubt I have anything that's below a 9, but this is the Jamal Campbell cover. Did I say Jamal? It's J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, Mr. Campbell. This is his cover, and this is pretty dope. I do have a couple other Strange Academy #1s in my collection. And I don't have some of the different variants, but I got a couple cover A's, and I got a third printing of a cover A, and then I got this one. So I know that this is going to be a hot book soon. I don't know if you guys have been reading it, but you do need to read it, because it is one of the best stories as far as Marvel is putting out right now. And I know everybody knows about the new character Gaslamp, I believe his name, Gaslight or Gaslamp, something like that. I'm on issue 11 or 12, so I haven't got to the one where he makes the first appearance, but I'm getting there. And but it's been, you know, option for a TV show, so I don't know if it's gonna be on Disney Plus, probably most likely, but it is definitely a great story, definitely something good to read, so check that out. Next up, my baby, Invincible Iron Man, and this is Riri Williams. And oh, I was just talking about the 9.0s and everything. I jinxed myself, yo. Damn sure did. Jinxed myself. I got an 8.5. Wow. 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 This is the first Riri Williams book that I picked up from my local comic book shop, and I didn't really know too much about her. Even when I got to my other book that I'm gonna show you, I still didn't know too much about Riri Williams, which is dope. But I just picked this one up, and I got I think I have another cover. This is the second printing. I actually think I have a first printing. I hope you guys can see that pretty good. But I do have a first printing somewhere. I just can't find it, which is bananas. But yeah, so she's one of my top 5 favorite characters out right now. Can't wait to see her. If you don't know, that she will be in the Wakanda Forever movie. They've confirmed that, so her books are gonna go like out the yin yang, you know, as far as the value of them goes. And me, like I said, I don't like to sell my books or flip my books or anything, whatever, all of that other stuff. But as far as my collecting, I do like to have books that are extremely valuable, you know, to the market. And, you know, if I see a book that I have that's worth $5,000 and it's in my collection, may not mean too much, you know, monetarily as far as to me, because I'm not gonna sell it, but it does mean a lot to know that my comic book collection is rising in value, which in turn will be a great thing for whoever inherits it, whichever one of my nerdiest grandkids inherits my collection in the end. So, and as always, I got to have me some Rodney Barnes goodness in anything that I do in any of my videos. He is my favorite writer right now, currently, in comic books, period. He's a dope dude. I've conversed with him briefly. And speaking of that, He will be at CGC, I believe, next month. Get your books in if you want to get them signed. He is doing a signature, a private signing at CGC. You got to have your books in by March 18th. So yeah, make sure that you get your stuff out and get it down there to Sarasota, right across the bridge. Get your stuff in, because little known fact, he is the first black comic book creator that is doing a private signing with CGC. A lot of people don't know that, but you guys know that now. And yeah, so shout outs. Anyway, but yeah, so moving along, this is his first Philadelphia #1, not his first book. His first series was Falcon. So go back and get the Falcon series. That was my first, my first knowledge of him. Loved that series. I got the complete run. Super loved it. Was pissed off when I found out that it got canceled. I was pissed. I was like, I didn't understand the whole market. I didn't understand why books got canceled. I didn't understand runs or anything like that. I just know that that series ended, and I was pissed because it was my favorite series at the time. So anyway, this is Philadelphia #1, and I got three of these #1s, or yeah, three of this particular book. 9.6, cool beans. I can rock with that. This is by Image Comics, and I'd be saying J. Scott Campbell, Jamal. I be getting people's names mixed up. Y'all know I slay people's names as far as pronouncing them, but my pronunciation is off sometimes for a person that reads so much. But this is a Jason Sean Alexander cover. I love his work. These covers have been hella dope. As you've seen in one of my previous CGC slab unboxing videos, I got another cover that came out as a 9.8, and was that Nita Hawes? I think this is my first Philadelphia one. I think that Nita Hawes was the other one that I had graded, but it came out at a 9.8. I got two more of these. Those two will, I'm gonna get both of them signed when he does come do the private signing. That is, brother Rodney Barnes. I'm gonna get both of those signed, and then one of those will be given away at some point in my YouTube career when I reach a certain milestone. So I don't have a lot of followers right now, so if you like the video, please hit that button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and give me a shout out, hit me in the comments and all of that other stuff. Let me know how you're feeling about the channel. I'm trying to get acclimated and making sure that I stay consistent. Like I say, it's a difficult thing, but we gonna get there. We gonna continue to evolve, because that's the way my daddy built me. So we gonna be greater later. All right, so make sure, you do all that other stuff. But I am gonna give away a copy of Philadelphia #1, this particular cover. I will be giving away that at some point in the future. Moving along to the next book, and this is my Invincible Iron Man, the hip hop cover. I got this one from Crescent City Comics in New Orleans. A couple of years ago, me and my wife were out on vacation, and we hit them up, and a 9.8. So that's a beautiful thing. So like I said, I'm happy to have anything above a 9. I like that. 9.8s are always great. Anything above that is super freaking fantastic. 9.6 is acceptable too. It's all good. I love this cover. When I picked it up, I didn't know that there were multiple hip-hop covers, but I do know that there was a Miles Morales one from that Nas album cover, Nas's first album, that I definitely wanted. That's what I was actually looking for when I went in the hip-hop bin, and I found this instead. And yeah, super happy about that. So shout out to Crescent City Comics in New Orleans. The next time me and my wife visit on another vacation, we will stop by and holler at you guys. And this was the Adi Granoff cover. That's the person who did the cover. This from Missy Elliott's Under Construction album. And yeah, it's a Brian Michael Bendis production. So that's what's up. Beautiful. All right, so next up, I have one of my favorite series. I can't wait for it to come back. I'm absolutely excited about this. I can't wait for it to hit the screen. But this is Bitterroot #1 This is my only Bitterroot number 1 that I was able to grab, and ooh, a 9.4. I know the bag's falling off, but 9.4. Again, when I sent the books in, I wasn't doing my due diligence as far as like inspecting them real carefully. I just thought they were all in great condition, and I hit pressing to make sure they got pressed by CCS services at CGC. And yeah, I don't know what's up. I gotta figure it out, but it don't matter because I'm happy with this one. I do have a ton of Bitterroot books. I think as far as like multiple issues, I don't have a lot of number 1 and 2, but after that I did catch on. I did wisen up, and I actually grabbed like 5 and 6 covers of every Bitterroot cover after that, with the exception of, I don't think I have the Do the Right Thing cover when they were doing the movie posters. I don't have the Do the Right Thing, but like the Prince Purple Rain, because I'm such a fan of Prince, I have like 10 of those. Yeah, I got a lot of them, so I made sure that I stayed stocked up. Those were, a couple of those are gonna get sent in. I think I'm gonna do a I forget what they call it at CGC, like a pre-grading thing, where if it's not a 9.8, then it doesn't actually, get slabbed. They send it back to you and they charge you like $8 or something like that for sending it in anyway, which is a little bit cheaper, and you get the grade that you desire. And if the book doesn't reach the requirements to get that grade, then they just send it back to you, because there is a difference in price from a 9.8 as for a 9.6 to a 9.8. And you guys can check out like somebody like Swaggle House or or Comic Tom 101. You can check out one of those guys' channel. Shout out to them, because I do get a lot of information from them. Bry's Comics is another good one. Sometimes Bry's Comics, he kind of throws me off, because he be having beef with CGC, and as you see, I'm a CGC fan. I love the work that they do. So it is what it is. I just don't like people talking crap when you don't know the whole story. Until you can go through and actually tour the place and see everything and see how it works, which I have done, then you really can't talk too much crap, because you don't really know what's going on. You just appreciate them, or you go to another service. Go to those other I can't even remember those other companies' names, but that shows the magnitude. And real quick note on the values, you can have a 9.8 from, and I just looked down, you can have a 9.8 from one of those other companies, and then you can have a 9.8 from CGC. The CGC one is going to be double the value, because it is CGC. So they do have a lot of clout. They do have a lot of power as far as the industry goes. So that's just on that kind of tip. But like I said, I looked down, and this book, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm gonna hold off before I tell you. I'm gonna take it out the bag, put my thumb over the thing so you can't see it. But this book I picked up on a trip to Philadelphia, where I went to go shoot my best friends, my good friends, Tracy and Daryl, their wedding. Me and my wife were flown up to Philadelphia. We shot their wedding back in, I believe, 2017, 2018, one or two. I can't remember exactly what year, but we went up there, and I knew that when we were going, I was like, I have to go visit Amalgam Comics. I have to go see Ariel Johnson and check her out. And I wanted to meet her so bad, but the day that I went in, she was off that day. But her staff, they took care of me. They looked out. They were really gracious. I forget the young lady's name. If I can't remember the year, I can't remember names and stuff like that. But yeah, they looked out for me. So if you're in Philly, go to Ariel Johnson's shop, Amalgam Comics. I can't remember the address, but it'll be a link will be in the description. But she is the first black female owner of a comic book store in the east side of America, and possibly in America as a whole, in North America as a whole. I believe that is accurate. Nobody has told me different. I've been saying it for years as we go on. But yeah, she is a beautiful young lady. Hit her up on Instagram as well. Her Instagram is Windrider, and there's some numbers after that, but if you put in Windrider, you'll get to it. But anyway, rambling aside, this is my Invincible Iron Man #1, my Amalgam Comics edition. It was a low print run. There was nowhere else you could get it. When I actually bought this copy, there was a total of 4 on the shelf. I grabbed only 1 because I was like, I'm gonna leave some for other people. Didn't know the game at that time, the comic book game. I would have got all of them and would have had all of them graded. They all would have came out of that fat 9.8 because this is my prize book of my collection right now, and I'm loving it. And the cover was done by Elizabeth Torque. Not sure who that is, but this is a Brian Michael Bendis production as usual. He's the one that created Riri Williams there, and this is Miss Ariel right here. I don't think her hair is blonde anymore, but I think she still does rock the braids. So yeah, so this is absolutely beautiful. Out of everything, I would have been upset if this one didn't come back at a 9.8 because it was baby. There was a ding right here that the pressing services, CCS at CGC, they got that ding out for me, and they got this book looking back perfect like I had it. And yeah, make sure you don't ever drop your books. But yeah, this one stayed in the case and it stayed up on a stand. I don't know how that ding got into it, but I'm happy. So with that being said, this is my CGC unboxing video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found everything in my collection pretty dope. I am going to follow this one up with my candidates for another CGC submission. I'm gonna submit about 20 more books. I already know that one is gonna be a magazine. It is the Kobe Bryant cover, the yellow cover with him standing in front of all of his world championship trophies. That's gonna be one of the books that goes into it, but I'm gonna choose 19 other books to also go to CGC and get graded as well. So I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity after that video comes out. You know, I want you guys to look it over and give me a yay or a nay. You know, just hit me up in the comments and tell me if you think that one shouldn't be or should be, or just give your opinion, because your opinion counts. That's how this comic book community operates. I want to give a couple shout outs. Give my shout outs to DopeSpill Comics. I've been watching his YouTube videos lately while listening to him talk about the different stories. And Comics Explained, as always, he is a juggernaut when it comes to explaining the stories of comics. And if there's a comic book that or a series that you want to know about, like I've been listening to a little bit of his Superior Iron Man series. So there's a little bit of spec going on with one of the Superior Iron Man books. I am going to do a video on that soon. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I got the word from another group's video from Lords of the Long Box. I think that's who said something about it. Got a little tidbit from them and I ran with it. I've already purchased about 4 covers of the particular book that I'm referring to, and it's, you know, I ain't gonna say too much more because I don't want to give it away till you guys see the video. But shout out to my man Mac and my coworker Mac. Always shout out to the rest of my coworkers. What about that Dodash dope? And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna continue on with this Saturday. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and remember to continue to evolve. This is Evolutionary Comics. It's your man Jay, and we out.